Okay, so is it provided by your company? The do they have a
Uh,
library or some suggestion what you read?
we have it's not provided by our uh, company. It's like you subscribe uh, a blog, and they will tell you something about this
Is it in China or outside China? All these blogs?
in China, in Weixin, WeChat, in the WeChat.
Oh, so in China you also have a lot of English content you can read.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. So is it
They will find the big news or the important news. They
mm-hmm.
will send it to you.
Okay. So okay. So besides reading, do you watch or listen?
Watch or listen the
Yeah,
English
yeah.
movie
English
like
channel or
right,
podcast.
right.
You do, right?
Almost is the movie. The movie, the uh, like a talk show,
Talk
like
show.
the Ridario talk to the somebody else and tell people something like that.
Okay. You pronounce video. Okay, not video. The way you pronounce
Video,
video. You have to put
video,
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, video because
video.
there are some word
Okay.
which uh, many Chinese don't have this kind of pronunciation. So right, so you have to put your teeth below
Mm-hmm.
over your lip and video, video.
Video,
Yeah, yeah, okay,
video.
video and
Okay.
rolling the tongue, R sound, right, and the N sound, ED sound, R, roll the tongue,
R,
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 re, recording. For example, recording, right? You have two R. You have
recording.
record. When you use the word R, you roll it back to your back of your mouth. Okay, the recording.
Recording.
Yeah, you see, you have to roll your tongue.
Recording.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's a few word.
Recording.
Yeah, just a few word which is not not natural for Chinese. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is called shadowing. Okay.
Gathering.
Shadowing is like a shadow. You follow what how the native speaker pronounce the word. Okay. You follow. Okay.
Okay.
You copy and follow. Shadowing.
Yeah.
The way when you
Gathering.
listen. Yeah. Not just listen to understand, right? You understand? You are also trying to improve your pronunciation and rhythm. Okay. Rhythm and tone. Language is like a tone. Okay. Chinese have four tone, right?
Oh.
I think four tone. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, four tone, and then English have different way. They are not using the tone to uh, like a rhythm, but it changed the meaning, right? For example,
Yeah.
present and present, right?
Present.
Present and present, right? The pronunciation can change the meaning.
Right.
The-
Wait a minute. I need to
oh,
change the room. There
okay,
is
okay.
noisy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Just because our house is rebuilding or reframed.
Renovation, renovation.
It's outside the house. There, some people drill a hole and change the wall.
Oh, okay. Is it for the whole apartment, the whole building?
Yeah, it's about the whole building.
Oh, okay.
So always noisy in the 3 months.
Yeah, yeah. So, so have to contribute to the management fee, right? You have to pay some extra money, right? For the no.
The government pay the bills.
Oh, it's a government building.
No, it's my home, but the government will pay the bill.
Really? Wow. So
Really,
so good.
really. It's just because government want the city looks more beautiful and
Oh,
more and save more energy. They will change our windows so we don't need to burn lots of
oh, coal. Oh,
power
yeah,
in the
yeah.
winter.
Okay, okay. Wow. So they have a lot of benefit, right? Besides this benefit, do you know if they have other social benefit? What are the social benefit for mainland Chinese? Do they,
Social
for
benefit. What
example, do
is
they have
that?
unemployment? If you are unemployed, do they have benefit or unemployment benefit, something like that, or free medicine, free medical visit, or something like that?
Yeah, we have that. Like in the society, if you are very poor, government will send you money, send you the food, and send you the basic medicine.
Uh huh. So
If you can register you as a poor guy, so you can get this.
mm-hmm. Well, I heard I heard
Yeah, right. The
Chinese.
dream.
Yeah, yeah. I heard Chinese have sent satellite and also send mission to moon. Right? Have you heard in China they send a
Yeah, right.
spaceship to? How many times they have sent ship to the moon?
Actually, I don't care this news. It's likely 2 months, every 2 months or 3 months they will send a missile like that.
Wow,
So
very frequent. 2 or 3 months they have.
so we don't care about it. It's uh, common news.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very regular.
Okay, so you care most about the industry news related to your
Yeah, right,
business. Okay, all right.
right.
Um,
And it's interesting that the our um, name the missile is Tiangong. It's like a history about the moon in the Chinese.
say that again. Middle. I don't understand. Can you?
It, they name the missile Tiangong, which
Okay.
means uh,
Sky
uh,
Palace, right? Sky Palace. Tiangong, right? The palace, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So this name means uh, uh, beautiful palace in our old story
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
about
about
the
the
moon.
moon, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this the not the missile. It's not a missile. It's like a rocket, right? They send rocket, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I heard they said that they are try to be more advanced than America in the space. So they've sent a lot of even space station in the orbit,
Yeah,
big space station. So I think
yeah.
this is very strategic because the space is very important.
Right. There is maybe it's fake news that this the China send outer space station
Yeah,
is
space
to
station.
right to they can surrounding the Earth so they can uh, launch missile
Yeah,
very quickly,
I
right?
know,
So just
I know.
from outside
Exactly.
the
That's
right.
what that's what I mean. They are very strategic. And Elon Musk, you know Elon Musk? Do you know have a company called Starlink? Do you know?
Yeah, I know
And
it.
they are no orbit, low orbit, and Chinese are sending space station in high orbit. Okay.
Yeah, so the speed is very quick, so nobody can prevent to not be hit, right?
Yes, and because they are above the other satellite, they can
Yeah,
disable the enemy satellite.
yeah,
Very interesting.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
right.
That's why the space race is not only commercial, it's also military, you know,
Yeah, right.
military purpose.
Yeah, but it may be a fake news, right?
Well, this is you know, America now also announced, you know, building a space uh, like a Stargate. Okay, this called Stargate project. You know, it's like it's like we are now into like a Star War. You know, people, China, America try to dominate the space. You know, not only the Earth, they try to dominate the space. You know.
You know, many years ago, the USA and the Russia, they fight each other, and they have each one they have a plan, and the USA is a lie, and Russia really do it, and use a lot of money on it. You know
The
this?
space, I know. It's
Yeah, you
called, they
know
have a
this?
term. They call Sputnik moment. Russia
Yeah,
sent to the space first. It's called the Sputnik, okay? So the
yeah, yeah.
Americans say it's the Sputnik moment. That means they are aware other people are more advanced than them and then they need to catch up, okay?
Yeah, but the Russia spent a lot of money and the people on this thing. The
I
USA
know,
didn't.
I
So the
know.
Russia they're corrupt.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe happening now.
Yeah,
China
except,
make a
ex-
fake news and the USA really do it.
Yeah. So now that is the I heard them saying using this phrase. Okay,
Yeah.
Sputnik moment. S-
But
Sputnik.
Nick no.
Yeah, Sputnik is
Uh-huh.
the first spaceship or satellite the Russians sent to the space. Okay,
Right.
right? Because it's very advanced. You know, it's the
Mm-hmm.
top well, I mean that the most advanced technology are developed from the military, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so very interesting. You know, they are now entering into a new phase of space race and AI race. You know,
Yeah.
AI,
Right.
and then and actually, I think it's related to your industry because now
Yeah. Right.
American they give the policy and attract many Taiwanese semiconductor company to manufacture in America, right?
Right.
They already
Right.
announced. I think that will influence your industry, right?
Right. Right.
So in your knowledge, so have you studied how your company or your CEO have he discussed how it affect, you know, because business strategy will have to study the environment, okay, what's going on in the policy politics, and you know you have to look at the big picture, right, not the
Right.
detail. So I think you have to think about how this all this development affect your future, your career is based
Right.
on the future of your industry in China, right?
Right.
But I think Chinese also want to catch up, right? So
Right.
in your budgeting meeting, it's like
Mm-hmm.
you have to be forward looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your company.
Right.
Did did your CEO have a vision of how the industry in China, where your company is based, right? You most of your clients are in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are
Can,
all
can,
of your customers are
uh-huh.
making the product in China, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have customer outside of China?
Uh, very little.
Very little. Then
Yeah.
I think your company should consider develop market, you know, overseas,
Right. Right.
because I think the cheap Chinese make will be
Mm-hmm.
more and more advanced and
Mm-hmm.
cheaper than American make, you know.
Right.
Yeah, you will if you have opportunity and throw them the idea, they will appreciate appreciate you, you know. Not just look at the operation, look at the strategy for the company, you know, right? Yeah,
Right.
I think they should look at overseas market. Before,
Right.
I had a student who is from China, and they make silicon product. Okay, silicon.
What is silicon is
You
what?
have you heard of Silicon Valley, America?
No.
Silicon. You don't know what is silicon?
Oh
It's
no.
it's a chemical. It's a kind of chemical, and they extract from sand, right? And it's
Well.
necessary for the semiconductor industry. Okay, high tech product needs silicon. Okay,
Uh huh. Uh
yeah, I
huh.
think you should know the silicon is useful for the making chips, right?
Making chips.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
okay. I think
Right.
you should study what is silicon, because silicon is a and they're also talking about rare earth, right? Chinese have a the most capacity to mine rare earth. Have you heard of rare earth?
No.
Oh, okay, it's in the news. They talk about it right now, right?
Uh huh.
Because Ukraine have a lot of rare earth, okay? And to
Re- ah, I know. Rare earth is like uh, we don't want the USA buy it
yeah,
with
yeah,
rare
yeah.
earth.
Yes, yes.
I get it. I get it. Okay.
So
So
I'm sure your company, the product your company
mhm.
have rare earth element, right? Do you know what how?
Rare earth.
Yeah.
What that?
No, I mean it's a important material for many product, right? Just like silicon. Maybe you don't know
Mm,
the source of the material to make the chips or other component, right? Maybe you don't know, right?
right.
And you are your company is just trading, right? You are not manufacturing, right? Oh, okay, okay.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why you don't need to know. If you are making chips and things like that, semiconductor, then you need to buy this kind of material. Okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
strategic. You know, it's
Right.
very strategic. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyway, so let's go back. Okay, I created a master journal for the
Mm-hmm.
lesson we have covered. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll share with you first. Okay, and we'll
Okay.
use it to go through and review what we have done in the past, and what what we can do to further develop your goal. Okay, goal
Mm-hmm.
setting. Okay,
Okay.
and reflective. Okay, these are the today, right? Today is a Women's Day. Do you know?
Yeah, I know it.
Okay.
So we got the flower and got the vacation.
You but it's Saturday. You normally you don't need to work on Saturday, right?
We don't go to work. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The yesterday our company sent us every woman flower like
Oh.
that, and they give you in some company they will give you a half day vacation.
Oh. Did you get half day yesterday?
No,
Oh.
busy work. Can't go outside. Urgent
No
work
no day off. Okay.
needed to be finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every year they do it like that? Women's
Yeah.
Day? Oh, okay. The does your CEO can he speak Chinese? The
Mm-hmm.
American China your CEO can he speak Chinese?
CEO, your CEO, what means?
No,
What does
no,
it mean?
no. Your company founder, the owner, the shareholder of your company. You said he's from America, right? Chinese
Right.
Chinese American, right?
Yeah, right.
Can he speak Chinese?
Can he speak Chinese? Yes,
Oh, he can speak Chinese.
yes, right.
But your meeting is conducted in English mostly, right?
In our meeting is conducted in Chinese, but
Oh,
the email is in English.
okay. So you don't need to make presentation in English, right?
Very rare, not many.
Oh, okay. I thought you have to do presentation in English.
I need it maybe once or twice every year.
So is it because the CEO or the they want you to practice English because everyone understands Chinese, right?
Mm, we need it's like we if I can speak English much better, maybe I will have more chance to get a higher position.
But I don't understand because you said even your management team are all Chinese, right?
Yeah,
You
right.
don't have foreigner, right?
Yeah.
So why you speak English in the presentation?
They want us to.
Oh, your company request you and other people to make presentation in English. Is that correct? Hello? Hi, can you hear me?
There is no. Hello, it's like
Okay,
I can
internet.
hear you now.
Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now it's okay.
Yeah. I said, did your management request you and other people to make presentation in English once a year?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why they do that?
Mm, maybe to let us try harder to know something about the outside industry. Just because you know the GPU, the NVIDIA have the best GPU and all the information is in English. So they want us have
Oh.
better skill to
Mm.
read and to speaking.
I see. I see. Okay. Right. So there's Master Journal synthesize. Okay. If you remember what the meaning synthesize mean, synthesize the different journal and topic we discussed before. Okay. Right. So just give you a quick overview. Right. What we have covered. Okay. From January the 11th, active learning strategies. Um, okay, business presentation, right? In January
Yeah.
24th, right? And yeah, organize and structure. Maybe we actually I prepared the journal, but we may not have discussed about some of the things. Okay, right? But we today will do reflective analysis. Okay, and evaluation. Right.
Okay. Okay.
So you remember the 10 types of thinking we mentioned? Do you remember?
10 type of thinking.
Yeah. Do you remember if we have discussed it when we discussed active learning? Do you remember here?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Do you remember in this page we have 10 types of
Or.
thinking? 10 types of thinking. Learning is thinking, right? And thinking
Uh-huh.
is asking question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And actually I've update. Okay, let me backtrack. I've actually updated different type of thinking, more deeper, because how you think will affect how you learn. Okay, and Elon Musk, okay, have very famous. He interviews the candidate based on their problem solving skills and also also there's a new way to think is the flow. Okay, have you heard of the terminology the flow state? Have you heard this term?
No.
Okay, flow state is a way that people are not aware how to have peak performance. Okay, right? If you study the Olympic athlete, they are
Yeah.
very focused, okay, and they
Right.
pay attention and mindful, okay. You remember mindfulness, okay.
Yeah.
They are very focused and they
Mm-hmm.
know the little bit of improvement, okay. You have to be in the flow state, okay. The flow state is the mindset that you make yourself keenly focused during a
Mm-hmm.
period of time and there is absolutely no distraction, okay, right.
Okay.
For example, the noise in in your building is distracting us, right, okay.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And you can practice the flow state, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
develop this into a habit to peak
Mm-hmm.
performance. Because if you have distraction, you are multitasking. Many people multitasking. For example, they recommend people when you want to enter in the flow state for, let's say, 45 minutes, okay, you have
Mm-hmm.
to set up the environment to make sure there's no distraction. And also the
Mm-hmm.
phone, for example, the phone is the biggest distraction, right. You have to put
Right.
away your phone, okay, so that there's
Mm-hmm.
no interruption, no distraction, okay. That is the flow
Mm-hmm.
state, all right. and
Yeah.
and if you don't remember the 10 types of thinking, okay, you can go back to active learning, all right.
Okay. That really, I only remember we talk about the Elon Musk one principle thinking like that.
Yeah. um, okay, how we think, okay, what we think and how we think. Okay, 10 types of
Mm-hmm.
thinking, okay.
Mm-hmm. Um, I I can't remember it. Maybe we didn't talk about it earlier.
Yeah, maybe we didn't talk about it, yeah, because there are many things, right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, Elon Musk, okay, he
Uh,
frequently talk about this first principle thinking, okay. It's
yeah.
part of
This
an huh.
we have talked about this, right?
You have
We
heard
have
about
talked
it.
about yeah.
We have discussed.
We have discussed about the first principle thinking and stopped and talked to another thing.
O-
Beneath this, we didn't talk about it.
okay, yeah, so pattern recognition is applied to all types of thinking, okay. Pattern
Yeah, right.
recognition, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's highlighted because there's another link, okay, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you understand pattern recognition, right, okay.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
pattern recognition is actually how AI works, right, okay.
Yeah, right, right.
Okay, so these are the type of word, okay, related to analysis and logical thinking, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Analyze, appraise, argue, assess, break
Mm-hmm.
down, conclude, consider, deconstruct. Okay, do you know construct and deconstruct? What does it mean? What does it mean to deconstruct?
It's like cut one thing into little piece and study each piece and get it a whole picture.
Yeah, to get the insight into the structure, right, okay. So that's
Yeah.
why, yeah, everything have a structure, right. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
organization is very important, right. How we organize your presentation, you know. That's
Mm-hmm.
why there's a word struct, right.
Yeah,
Construct is
right.
to build up something. Deconstruct is not to destroy, right. Okay. you tear apart something is different from deconstruct. Deconstruct is a thinking process, right?
Yeah, right.
You break down the essential fundamental element. It's related to first principle thinking, right? Okay, so that's why the
Okay.
word, okay, construct, deconstruct doesn't mean you destroy or tear apart something only, right? Okay,
Right.
you have to know
Okay.
the what are the foundational or fundamental element. Okay, this is a sample. Actually, I remember my brother. He was an engineer when he grew up. When he was a child, he liked to deconstruct the toy and how they are made. Okay, he's a very
Yeah.
curious guy, and he want to know how the some toys are being made up, and he break it apart. Okay, it's
Yeah.
deconstructing to learn how to build it. Okay, to
Okay.
understand how to
Yeah.
build something. Okay, actually language is the same, like I said. Okay, actually AI is studying linguistic structure, and how human process the language to develop the large language model, you know and
Right.
actually human language actually is very efficient, right? We use very few word, okay, to command infinite number of combination, very
Right.
intelligent. But because human language is not exact, right? It's not exact. It can apply to many different contexts, and word
Right.
can have many multiple meaning depend on the context. Okay, that's
Right.
why that's why it's so hard to do the translation. Okay, and that's why Google Translate is already obsolete. Do you know?
Yeah. Right.
Right? Google Translate have been the most powerful translation tool for many years, right?
Right.
And I heard they are now trying to change the Google Translate by adding AI to improve the translation. Okay?
Right. The AI is more smarter than the, use the dictionary or use the Google Translate.
Yes, yes, that's
They
why.
actually
Yeah.
understand what you mean.
Yeah, because they are using a lot of data, right? A lot of
Right.
data to see the pattern and the context, right? Okay.
Right.
You have to understand the context, same as language learning. You have to understand the context, not just the meaning. Many students, they don't understand the problem they have. I have many students learn 10 years, 20 years, still cannot speak like a native because they don't understand. They use the wrong method, okay? Right? So
Right.
the approach is very important. They have to understand the language structure, okay? And
Okay.
how context determine the meaning, right? And
Right.
language have why we use so few words to master so many concepts, because it's a hierarchy. It have a hierarchical structure, okay? Right?
Right.
So have I have I told you about semantic field and semantic tree? Have I
Yeah, you told me.
I told
Yeah.
you, right? Okay. That's how the AI use this concept. It's like a tree, okay?
Right.
And you use the foundational semantic fields, okay? Right? To generate the
Right.
semantic tree. That's how they develop this algorithm, okay?
Right.
Right? Okay, so you see there are many words which have similar meaning. It's just logical thinking and analysis. Well, you see how many words you see here, right? Many words. Because there
Right.
are nuances. You see? Language is very subtle. You need to study the slight difference in meaning. All these words have similar meaning. They are analyzing something, right? Okay?
Right.
But Okay, actually they are not synonym, you see. They have very different in meaning, right? You analyze is like a category word, right? It's a category. You understand? This is what I mean, the
Understand?
structure. This structure, right? That's why by knowing, understand the structure, we learn by chunk, okay? This is a chunk. Even chunk means a small group of related pieces of information or word, okay? By knowing this related chunk, you will better relate and able to use the language more precisely, okay? Not just say,
Okay.
I want to analyze something, but now you can say, I deconstruct, okay? I
Okay.
deconstruct, okay, this phrase, okay, for example, okay, or this concept, okay, right?
Yeah. Right.
Concept often are abstract, okay, and human beings are different from animal because we can understand abstract concept. Very
Right.
hard to for animal to understand even uh, uh, something which are not abstract. Okay, language actually have two parts. Baby children learn from the non-abstract word, right? Apple, man, woman, something we can
Right.
see. But when we go higher level, when we grow up, we have to learn more and more abstract and complex concept, right?
Right.
Okay, now you see, even think. Think is a general category word made up of many, many concepts, okay? Right?
Yeah.
It's like a tree, you see? It's like a tree. Thinking 10 types, you see? From 10 types, you can branch out to, each type have branch out to many, many different concepts, okay?
Right.
You see? Think, think is the top level word, okay? Learn, thinking and learning actually are related. If you learn and don't think, you are actually not learning, okay?
Right. Right.
Right? And thinking is about asking questions, okay? Right? So one word, one idea lead to another idea, okay? Right? Right?
Right.
So we are very creative, human beings are very creative, right? So that's
Right.
how you can go deeper and deeper into something, right?
Right.
Yeah, you break down into the deep element. That's why it's called deep learning, right? Right? AI is also called deep learning, right? It's go deeper and deeper and deeper, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You do you see the world is very complex? Do you know why
The
the world is so complex? Do you know? Can you explain?
because our mind is complex, we wanted to uh, recognize one thing from another, this depart from another thing. So they have very similar, but we wanted to separate it. So they are complex.
Yeah, because not only our mind, the whole universe is very complex, okay? there,
Right.
there are uncountable number of stars out there, okay? And
Yeah.
in the okay, actually scientists have two direction. One is to study the very big, right? The universe, the galaxy, right? The space, the outer space, right? And other is micro, right? The microscopic level, Now we are knowing the things which are smaller and smaller and smaller, and actually the the bacteria inside our stomach, there are billions, okay? Billions of
Right.
bacteria inside our stomach, and actually we don't know the interaction. There are good bacteria and bad bacteria, okay? And there's
Yeah.
because there are so many, we don't even have the name for all the bacteria, right?
Yeah.
The world is very, very complex. our body, our brain is the most complex, you know?
Yeah, right.
It's still like a mystery. Do you understand what I mean, mystery?
Yeah, I know it's mm, we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It's
we,
like
we, we don't understand. Actually, we don't understand how life came about, okay? We don't
right.
understand. Actually, there's a very famous top scientist who study chemistry is also mixing chemistry to produce things like protein and that kind of thing, okay? Right? His name is James Tour, and he said there are scientists who claim they can produce life, okay? Which is a nonsense. He said he he have tried to make protein, and even protein is so complex, is you cannot create DNA, okay? No one can create a DNA because they are just one cell have billion of information, okay? Right? In the
Yeah,
DNA.
right,
So how
right.
can you make life? You cannot produce life, okay? Simply no, not possible, you know?
Right.
So that's why it's yeah, the world is extremely complex. That's why I heard them saying they are building the biggest AI project in America, half a trillion, okay, in the next few years, okay. And one of the application is medical, okay, and someone predict because we are now have the more and more power to analyze billions and billions of data, right? Okay, and then they said may they predict in from 10 years they can discover something to cure cancer, okay, and prolong the life to double the life we have now, okay. If you live to 80, you may be able to live to 160, okay.
They by change the DNA.
Not
You
change
mean
because now they don't know the cause, okay, they don't know the cause of cancer, okay, but with the
yeah.
new AI technology they can see the pattern and they may be able to identify what causes cancer, okay, right,
Right.
and then they can target, okay, target each person is different, right, okay, that's why it's so complex, right, right? So that's why the AI will revolutionize, the medicine, and how they
Yeah.
treat, and all this nanotechnology, they can send the robot into your body to see what's going
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah, that's why when I told this to some of my friends, nobody want to live more than 100 years because you have to work way long in your life. You have to work
Like
longer.
work 100 years. Right. Is the hard work.
Yeah, so that's why many people don't want to live that long. But it may become a reality in your lifetime.
Yeah. Maybe we can live like 100 years. Everybody can live 100 years old.
Yeah, so that's why people are worried.
Don't be worried. Maybe they will know how to make you live longer and healthier.
Yes, I know. And also Elon Musk said because of AI and also robotic, everything will be very, very cheap. That's what he say, predict, okay?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because now,
Robots will do all the job, and the people just relaxing and tell the robot to do something.
yeah, 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 yeah. So this is like a utopia. Do you know the word utopia?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Utopia, like
it,
a scientific story
yeah,
we novel in the science novel.
mm, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they about the utopia society.
Mm-hmm. So
Mm.
people don't need to work and only maybe travel to the moon, to the Mars.
Yeah,
And actually, the advance in technology from the last 40 years since the invention of computer is really amazing, right? Really amazing. Really, really, wow, we cannot imagine how technology can accelerate, you know? It's not like a straight line. It's like a woo, like a curve, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
In 2,000 years, there's only little things happening, and just in 100 years,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
lots
yeah.
of, yeah.
Yeah, not even one, yeah,
So we are
100 years.
lucky.
Yeah, 100 years, yeah. Especially after they invent the internet, right? Right?
Right.
The internet spread the knowledge so fast. The first revolution was the invention of the books, you know? The books, printing press, spread the knowledge very fast, right? Okay?
Right.
You know,
Right.
in the Middle Age, very few people are educated, you know? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And because
Only the rich people can read and write.
yeah, only very few people, you know, are literate, right? So now you see, anyone can learn anything, right?
Right.
Especially with AI. Wow, I don't use Google anymore. Right?
Right.
Wow.
Right.
We can't imagine Google can become obsolete, you know? Right?
Is out. Or Google is not the
Outdated already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know? No one. Well, actually, I read a book. Okay, someone predict Google will be obsolete. Okay, I bought the Amazon book reader. Okay, because of this book, this guy was like predicting the future, and he was correct in the past. Okay, before the invention of television, he predicted. So that's why I was curious, and I bought the Amazon Kindle because of this book. But since then, I never bought another book. Okay, because now we don't need to read, read books. You know what?
Right.
I just summarize the book. I don't want to read the whole book. Waste of time. Right?
Yeah. Just talk to AI, they get you all the information you need.
Yeah, and I don't even want to read the whole book. I just want to get the key point, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I don't want to waste time to reading so slow, right? Yeah, now time, you see, what I developed this platform enable me to organize, with structure. I've thousands of documents generated by AI, okay? Right?
Yeah.
And what
Right.
you see here is generated by AI. Otherwise, how can I have so much information, right?
Right.
Yeah. Before AI, I realized something. Even Cambridge and Oxford, okay, they have a lot of textbook. They have generated a lot of dictionary, right? Do you know why they can do that? They use a concordance. They gather information from internet also, right?
Right.
They have a library of database of billions of documents, billions of words, okay? And they are not open to the public,
Yeah. Right.
right? But with AI,
Right.
I don't need the resources. I don't need the library to find all this information. You see?
Yeah. Just because the AI company buy the information and training the AI, so
Yeah.
they use the information.
Yeah. So now it's so amazing. This AI company burned billions of dollars, to do that,
Yeah.
and we don't have to. It's free for us,
Yeah. It's free now, but not be free in many years later. They will earn money.
Well, they can learn already because many software now they are not charging you a membership fee. They are charging you token. Okay, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's
But
why. Yeah,
just because the competition, so the token price is
Ye-
very low.
Yeah.
the company pay money and let you to use the AI and pay less fee about the token. But maybe in many years later, this price will go high.
After they eliminate the competition, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Once
that is
if they
the.
will,
I
they
know.
will.
This is
Yeah.
the nature of business right now. It's called. Do you know what's the term for this keen competition?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know?
It's about the user. You have the user, you will have the money.
I know. They are cutthroat competition. Okay, cutthroat.
Yeah.
Everybody want to kill your competition. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's winner takes all. Okay, winner takes
Right.
all. Now I saw
Mm-hmm.
people are saying open AI may be in trouble. Okay.
Yes, because too many competition, they may
Yeah.
be not
Yeah, you
the
see.
winner in the end.
I know. You see, I believe Elon Musk company Grok.
Mm-hmm.
They have an AI called Grok. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
saw the video. They
Mm-hmm.
already built the largest data center. Okay, to
Mm-hmm.
support the project, and the metrics already exceed OpenAI. Okay, and I
Yeah.
believe it's not only about the software. It's wrong
Right.
because Elon Musk have control over many high tech industry. He have
Right.
car, he have satellite, and he have solar panel,
Mm-hmm.
battery, and many
Yeah.
many things. I think he will win. Right?
Right.
So
Right.
because you are applying to robotic, you are not applying only for gathering information. Right?
Yeah.
And he also have neural link. Neural link is
Mm-hmm.
to connect the chip to the brain. Okay, that's
Right.
exactly that's exactly for medical application. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and now he's like in the government. He's inside the
Yeah.
top level government. So
Yeah.
I think OpenAI in big trouble. Okay.
Yeah. The OpenAI reject Elon Musk the investment.
I know he found that actually
Yeah.
Elon Musk founded OpenAI. He donated the biggest money, to found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I think Sam Altman is in trouble. I think he's in big trouble in not partnering with Elon Musk. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, very interesting development. All these things, well, many things will change, in a very short period of time, right? You see,
Right.
Google have
Uh-huh.
dominated business for what I don't know, maybe over 10 years, right? Google have
Mm-hmm.
dominated, but
Yeah.
just suddenly when OpenAI appear, wow, it became obsolete, right?
Yeah.
In less than 2 years, in less than 1 year actually, okay? Google
Yeah.
became
Right.
obsolete, no longer the leader.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like I said, I believe Elon Musk will be dominating everything. This guy, right?
Yeah. This guy, maybe they will be the most powerful people in the
He is
USA.
already. He is already. He
Right.
he supplied the Starlink, okay, for
Mm-hmm.
military in Ukraine and also for rescue mission. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what
No.
happened in America?
No.
They have disaster. They have a big flood. Okay, they have a big flood, and people are uh, they are being trapped in the mountain. Okay, and they have no
Oh. Right.
internet. No internet, and Joe Biden
Mm-hmm.
was very stupid. Because Joe Biden didn't like Elon Musk. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't ask him for help. So after Donald Trump become president, he sent the Starlink so that people in that area have internet. Okay. right?
Get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, well, I think satellite is the future, right? And he have the most satellite. It's low orbit satellite for commercial use for internet. Well, actually, it's not only commercial. Like I said, they support intelligence, in Ukraine war against Russia.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so you
The
see,
information is every.
yeah,
Yeah,
information is everything, to win, right? So
right.
that's why I'm happy that when I developed my platform 8 years ago, there was no such thing as AI, okay? But now with AI, wow, I think we need to organize information, knowledge, right, in a very systematic way. And this
Mm-hmm.
is my platform. And actually, you can use it for free, okay? You can
Mm-hmm.
sign up an account and start to organize your information, and you can use it to store knowledge generated by AI, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because without a system, you see, it's not organized. When you have information generated by AI, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot store the information on the AI platform, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have only limited space you can store. You have to delete it after a while, okay? Right?
Yeah.
And also Google Google Drive, okay? I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you use Google Drive a lot, right?
Right. I know it.
Okay.
I use it. Yeah.
Everybody use it. Everybody use Google Drive, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
I asked ChatGPT to compare Google Drive and how I use my system to organize information. And the evaluation is the way my system organizes information is better than Google Drive, okay? You understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because because all my document is in HTML format, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
HTML format is searchable on internet. It can be
Mm-hmm.
analyzed by AI, okay? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
Yeah, I
about
understand.
getting all the information on the cloud, okay? That's
Mm-hmm.
what people need to realize. If you store your document manually, for example, all your books, I throw away all my books in my life, okay? Because
Yeah, read it and forgot it.
and it's too heavy. But
Mm-hmm.
book is not. I think it's not the medium anymore, right? It's already
Mm-hmm.
obsolete. Book is
Mm-hmm.
already obsolete. If you not put it on the cloud, you cannot analyze it with AI, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everything need to be on the cloud, okay? That's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm very confident that my
Mm-hmm.
platform will become a very useful tool, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Until someone replace it, okay? Until it become,
Until
oh,
until some AI replace it.
well,
Maybe
yeah,
it's not people, it's AI. AI will generate everything.
yeah, I know, but generate AI, but like I said, you need somewhere to store it, okay? You have to
Mm-hmm.
organize the information in a structure, okay? You have to have a
Mm-hmm.
structure to organize information, all right?
Right.
That's why the key word is how you organize everything. Organize your plan, organize your presentation, organize your language study. Everything have a structure, okay?
Right. Right.
Everything have the structure. And you use the same approach from the top level to the next level, deeper level, and deeper and deeper. That's how you understand something complex, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
until you go down to the fundamental element, okay? That's the first principle thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
And many people don't know this concept. They don't understand this concept.
Right.
Yeah. It's only when you become more and more organized that you know the approach to deep learning, okay? Right?
Right.
right?
Right.
So you still remember the word nuance, right?
New one.
Nuance,
Yeah, remember.
right? I think the first two lessons I explained to you. How you understand word is to study the nuance of synonym, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember?
No, maybe I didn't understand.
Okay.
Is mhm.
Nuance means the slight differences, okay? Slight difference, subtle slight differences in form, meaning, okay? So that's why I'm showing you this word and this word thinking, okay? There are
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
10 main nuance, okay? Belief,
Okay, I get it. You tell me there is a tree about the number about the word, and it's like this one is like thinking. Thinking have 10 different
types,
word about
types, types,
it.
types, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another word like sports, something like that, and they have another tree about it.
Yeah, yeah, you see, this is like a tree, okay? Think
Yeah.
and 10 types, like I said, 10 types. Well, actually,
Yeah.
okay, actually, AI doesn't generate this thing for me in one generation, okay? I have to repeat and regenerate and generate, and some of them I have to add to the idea, okay?
Mm-hmm.
AI is not perfect yet, okay? It still have a lot of missing information, okay? Right?
Right.
So okay, so okay, first is analytical or logical thinking, okay? Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is
Oh,
critical thinking. This is what the school doesn't teach the student anymore. Do you know? Although American, they invest the most money in education system, they are
mm-hmm.
very backward in the education system. Do you know? Do you
Right.
know? Among many countries, they are
Mm-hmm.
almost ranking like a 40 and more than 40. You know, they are very backward in education. Do you know why?
They don't want people be smart.
Yes, they teach them what they learn, how they learn, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
They become
Mm-hmm.
very stupid because the system teach them many useless thing, okay? Many things are
Right.
useless. What they taught them,
Right.
like LGBT, sex, revolution, and all this
Right.
ideology.
Right.
That's why now Donald Trump eliminate all this curriculum from the school, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah, so that's why I said how you think, how you learn, okay, is more
Mm-hmm.
important than what you learn, okay? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because if you know how to learn, you don't need a teacher actually, okay?
Yeah, we can study it by ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. But the only thing is you need to practice. Okay, that's why language is different from other language, learning other thing, okay? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not about memorization, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
about internalization. Do you understand what I
In
mean?
internal analyzation.
Internalization, yes.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the difference between memorization and internalization?
No, maybe it's by one thing is about the memory, another thing is about the thinking, right?
No.
No, no, I didn't understand it.
Okay. Okay, thinking, when we think, we are conscious, right? We are
Right?
we are aware of what's going on in our mind, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this awareness, this consciousness is using the front part of our brain, okay? When you
Mm-hmm.
when we are now talking, you feel that
Mm-hmm.
our brain is in the front, not in the back, right?
Yeah, right.
Right? It's true.
Right.
The front part of our brain is for thinking and when we are conscious, okay? Right? Okay? When we memorize something, we are not using our mind. We are not thinking when we speak, okay? We are not, the language we use, we don't need to use our front part of our brain, okay? Because the capacity of this part of the brain is very small, okay? It's called the frontal lobe, okay? It's called the frontal lobe. And we have a very small memory capacity. It's called a working memory, okay? Working memory. This part of the brain only have capacity to handle not more than 9 words, okay? At a time. It's like our CPU, understand? It's not our hard drive, okay? It's not the cloud, okay?
Okay.
Right? And the back of our brain is a neural network, okay? Our brain have 2 parts, right? You have the left brain and the right brain, okay? Right?
Right.
And
Right.
when you learn something new, it's forming a new neural connection, okay? Understand?
Right.
You are
Understand.
actually,
So
you
we
know,
can-
yeah. Actually, it's electric current, okay? Our brain
Yeah.
have a lot of electric current going on, okay?
Yeah, it is like there are lots of neural
Yeah,
electrical to
neuron, okay? It's called neurons.
neuron.
Before, they are not connected, but once you have connected new information, it's like a connecting a new network, okay? Right? And this is physical, you know? You need to connect many times, okay? Over time, before it becomes permanent. You understand? Yeah, that's why, because I study how our brain work, how our memory work, how learning occur, okay? That's why I watch many video and understand what's going on in our brain, okay, when we learn, all right? So that's why what you try to do is not to memorize information, okay? You want to internalize and establish permanent link to the language you use, all right? And this requires very simple repetition, okay? You need to repeat speaking, speaking, using not only the meaning, not only understand the meaning. Many students are not realize. They don't realize. You have, let's say you have understand, read and understand 10,000 words. Probably you have only 50% of the word you can speak, okay? Right?
Right.
Because you never try to internalize what you have learned, okay? You never use and apply, okay? You remember the 6 stages of active learning, okay? You have to apply before you can internalize, all right? You understand now?
Yeah, I understand. So we use it and more, so
Yes.
we will be in it.
Yes. You need to internalize. You have to practice repetition until the neural link, right? That's why, you know, most companies call neural link, right? You have to connect and link your neuron to form knowledge, right? It became your skill. If you are not connected and linked, you don't have the skills, okay? Right?
Okay.
That is called upskilling, okay? You have to upskill your language, your knowledge about your industry, you know, right? You see?
Right.
Critical thinking is about knowing how to learn how to think, okay? And can you explain what is critical thinking?
So it's about how to thinking. Use this critical thinking to know how to think better.
Okay, this is not precise, okay? Your definition is not precise. Critical thinking is about not be open-minded. First of all, open-minded. Many people already have established idea, okay? In their brain is hardwired, okay? Your brain have a lot of information already hardwired, okay? And you don't even think about it, okay? We have a lot of assumption. What you think you know, you have made a lot of assumption which you are not aware of, okay? You understand? Right? You think
Right.
because
Right.
most people don't realize what we do every day is based on our established connection in our neuron, okay? It's like a habit. You need to sometimes, you know, not only need to learn, you need to unlearn what you have learned, okay? Because your assumption may be wrong. What you have learned may be wrong, okay? Right? You understand? So that's why critical thinking is about, first of all, again, being aware of your own assumption, okay? Right? Okay? When you, for example, people ask you to give opinion, okay? You often, based on your own assumption, okay, and reject the other opinion, right? Understand?
Right. Right.
That's why critical thinking is about not to make a judgment until you know the assumption of the other people and your own assumptions, okay? Right? You see?
Right.
So my understanding of critical thinking is different from your definition, right?
Yeah.
You see?
So it is about know everything, know each part of the view about it, and know the whole picture, not just in one side.
Yes. Just
But
because,
a lot.
yeah, what you know is limited, right? It's finite, right? Like the world is very complex and people are very complex, right? Like you said, our mind is
Yeah.
the most complex thing in the universe, actually, okay? Right? So
Yeah.
that's why critical thinking, you need to really knowing all the facts, okay? Knowing all the facts, because it's very hard to know the fact actually. You know, most of the knowledge we have are second-hand knowledge, right? Whether from the textbook, from the news, all the information are not, maybe not objective. You understand? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Right.
So,
Yeah. They different. They always show the picture in one direction, not
yeah.
all the direction.
Yes, exactly. So critical thinker are first open-minded. You know there are many people who are very stubborn, right? Most people are stubborn actually, okay?
Right. They
Right?
only believe what they believe.
Yes,
Don't
yes.
believe.
Exactly. That's why critical thinking is a very important skill which school doesn't teach anymore, okay? Right?
Right.
They don't teach you how to think, right? They just give you what they want you to learn, okay? What to think and not how to think, okay? You see? So these are also, there's some repetition, you see? You also need to analyze. You need to assess. But there are some words which is not in logical thinking and analytical thinking, okay? You see? Challenge, okay? Question or confront an idea, right? Okay? To test is with validity, and to actually examine all the facts, okay? Right? And you know what Elon Musk said about AI, about critical thinking?
What they talk about?
Okay, he said now the problem with most AI model, they are not truth seeking, okay? They may be biased. Okay, you understand? They may, because the information on the internet may be biased. They are not based on facts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why he said his model have one objective, one goal. Okay, is to be true. Okay, are factual. The information are factual. They cannot generate an output which is based on some biased information. Okay,
Yeah. Right.
understand? You will see a lot
Yeah.
of bias. Okay, I can see it. Okay, I can see a lot of bias when I generate some output. Okay,
Yeah. Right.
because
It's like nowadays their company can inject some information into the AI, so the AI will tell people something they want the AI to talk
yes,
about.
exactly. It's like it become a propaganda. Okay,
Yeah.
propaganda are not facts. You know.
Yeah. Nowadays, just because of AI, so many websites, many information provider will inject some unseeable,
Yeah.
or word into the website, so the
Yes.
AI will
Yes.
and tell people.
Yes. And there are more and more scam actually. Okay. There are more
Yeah.
and more scam. People are using AI to scam people. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why many people just want to use AI to make money. Okay, I think Elon Musk have the point, you know. He's a smart guy.
Right.
He's
It's
really
very.
intelligent, you know. Yeah.
They know. He know the trick. He know the trick.
No, he's no what's most critical, right? It's the
Right.
fundamental first principle. People don't care about the first principle. You have to base on factual information to generate the output, right?
Yeah.
You see, if what you put in is it's a saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. Okay, right?
Right. Right.
If you put garbage, you know, in the model, you get garbage. Okay,
Right. Right. Right.
it's the first
Sir.
principle,
Yes.
right? You see,
So,
right?
so they who have the valuable uh they will generate the good AI.
Well, that's why Elon Musk have the point. You know, that's why he's developing Grok. This called Grok. Okay, Grok AI is from X.com. Okay, right? That's why I said it's good because he have the most uh, uh, first principle is to be true and factual. The information you use to train the model, you know, and that's why I said OpenAI will be obsolete very soon. Okay.
Yeah, maybe have the good information.
Yeah. You see, right? You see, even you see in this category, this type of thinking, they are not synonym. You see, they are not synonym. They are semantic fields. Okay. You understand? That means what I told you is we not only study synonym, right? That's why I share with you semantic fields. Study semantic fields, okay? They are related concept, but they are not synonym, right? Okay?
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Right? Right? Without critical thinking, without the proper approach, you will not get to the right path. You know, you are always learning something and you don't know what happened. Right? Why I'm not improving, you know. You see, because you don't have the right approach. Okay. Okay, you see that
Right.
now.
Get it.
It's not only study synonym. Okay, it's also about studying semantic fields. Okay, words which are related, right? They are related under the concept of critical thinking, but they are not synonym. Okay? All right. Critical thinking, very important. creative thinking, okay? Most people are
Oh,
not creative thinker, okay?
very good.
Hello? Yeah.
Your internet is blocked.
No, no, no. It's I think either it's your side or the probably I don't know. There are many reasons which we cannot
Side.
we don't know the source of the problem. Okay, actually. Yeah, because you see, prep.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. The problem could be your internet. It could be my internet, or could be probably platform. You know, so we don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah. So is it okay? Can you hear me
yeah,
now? Can you hear me now?
yeah. Now it's okay. I can hear. Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. You know, most people are not engaged in creative thinking, okay? Right? Most people are not
Yeah,
creative
yeah.
thinker, right?
Right.
Because your job doesn't need to, okay?
It's
Because your job,
maybe
hmm?
maybe it's because they don't have the creative thinking, so they can't find a job which needs creative thinking.
Exactly. Do you know? Do you know all these people who are talking about AI? They are saying that now in the AI age, creative thinking is the most important thing that human can contribute. Because AI can only process information, they cannot create new concept, right? Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's why that's the most valuable skill is to be creative. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So can you explain what is
Yeah.
creative thinking?
Thinking out of the box, and it's like one thing is like this, so think something is much mm, different or related to this thing.
Okay? So let me use my way to explain what is creative thinking, okay? Well, creative thinking has to do with solving some problem, right? Real problem. If you just think of something and there's
Mm-hmm.
no real application, it's useless, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, what you create should be something beautiful if you're an artist, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to know how to design things. You have to have a very good visual. And Elon Musk is good at it, okay? That's why his car people buy is beautiful, right? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a design mind, okay, to be creative, right? Okay? What is
Mm-hmm.
appealing to people? People like it, right? You create something
Mm-hmm.
useful, not only beautiful. Uh, it has to have the good function, right? Right? Right?
Right.
And
Right.
actually, creative is you're not inventing something totally new or something not existent. You take what is existing and connect the dot. That's why you said connection, right? You need to connect things and create a new pattern, actually, okay? A new pattern which is useful, beautiful, and people like it, okay? You need to be, for musician and artists, right? They are not producing any
Mm-hmm.
product. They are just, create a performance or an art, work of art, right? The only function
Mm-hmm.
is unique and beautiful, right? 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 Or in terms of music,
So,
be, yeah.
so it's so creative thinking is about to concept in a new pattern.
Yes, create a new pattern, you know, a new pattern which is useful, beautiful, and a group of people. Not everybody like it, right? Anything you create is very difficult to make everybody like it. So you just have a group of people like it, support it, and then you'll be successful. You'll be satisfied, right? You'll be
Yeah.
it will satisfy your need to be creative and produce something useful. Okay? And especially like I said, now that's why people are talking about with AI too. Two guys or three guys can create $1 billion company. Okay? It's called a creator economy. Okay? We are no longer in the information age. Okay? We are in the AI creative thinking age. Okay? Right? So this accelerating at a speed that we cannot catch up, you know. The speed of the revolution, of the AI revolution is amazing, you know.
Right.
It's different from all the other technology, you know. Right? Because they are creating something
Right.
even better than human, right?
Yeah.
So that's
If
why
you
it's
can use the
yeah.
you can do better than many people.
Yeah, actually, that's why now we are talking about entering into unknown territory. Okay, even we cannot predict what will happen. Okay, do you know? I heard OpenAI. They have one case when they want to shut down the AI. The AI platform create themselves. Okay. Something,
Really?
yeah, something unpredictable already, you know. They
It's
because
crazy.
they want to survive, you know. Wow, it's very scary. That's why Elon Musk said we need to legislate the development of AI, you know, because because what he says is true. Because there are people who don't care about the truth, you know. They don't care about if they are using the correct data. Actually, they are actually using wrong data, right? To cheat people, to make propaganda, you know?
Yeah.
That's why it's so good, the timing, that he became a part of the administration, you know?
Right.
Without the regulation, everybody will create their own AI, which is garbage in, garbage out, you know? Right?
Right.
Yeah, okay, so this is a creative thinking, right? Abstract thinking. Okay? I think
Okay.
this is even less people use it. I think people like us, top scientists, the PhD, they have to have very strong abstract thinking, right? Okay, right? For example, Einstein is one abstract thinker, which is so amazing, you know. You can use your mind, okay, to create mathematics, which prove to be true, right? Wow, this is really amazing. I think that this is really amazing, abstract thinking. And when I was in high school, okay, I get A plus in many math subject, okay, calculus, geometry, algebra. Wow, do you know what happened? When I entered university, I took one math course, and it's so abstract. I don't understand anything the professor said, and I quit. I stopped. I don't know why. I was a student, you know, taking the math class when I was in high school. But when they teach the same subject in the university, it's so different. And I don't
Yeah.
understand what he said, you know. Too abstract for me, you know. Right?
Yeah. That is something like math or the philosophy is very abstract. Abstract.
Well, philosophy I can take it, but math is too difficult. Math is too abstract, you know? Right?
Yeah.
Do you know
It's hard.
how Albert Einstein became developed the theory? Do you know Albert Einstein? How he
Yeah.
developed the theory of relativity?
Uh-huh.
He's
Just by the abstracting thinking.
Yeah, he just used his mind and he asked his friend to
Uh-huh.
support him to do the experiment. It proved to be true, his formula. In one day, he from a poor guy become a very world famous scientist, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is I think is you need to have the talent. You cannot just engage in abstract thinking.
Yeah.
Well, some people have the gift, you know? Some people
Mm-hmm.
have the gift. Of course, they cannot be lazy, right? If you are abstract thinking, you also need to be very intelligent. And I heard that the people who develop DeepSeek, they are
Mm-hmm.
very good in mathematics, okay?
Yeah, right.
Right? So the highest level of thinking is abstract thinking, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think I cannot do it. Too abstract, you know, mathematics.
So for everybody,
Huh?
for lots of people, they need a high IQ.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The abstract thinking need people have the high IQ.
Yes, 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 yes. I think it's not only about the approach, right? The other method we can approach, we can learn the approach, but this thinking, I think you need to be talented, you know? You have to be really
Yeah.
born with the intelligence, you know? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Someone like Elon Musk is really amazing. You know, how can he learn so many things? Not only learn, but also can create things, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
In real
Mm-hmm.
life. And that is the highest
Yeah.
achievement, you know, right?
Right.
Yeah, really. Okay, reflective thinking is something that we can do, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And most of these words have the word re, right? Again, again, and again, right? Recapture,
Mm-hmm.
reassess, recontemplate, reevaluate, right? Okay?
Right. Right.
Recollect, remember, reminisce, review, revisit, ruminate, right? Ruminate may be a new word for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Ruminate. The last word,
Ruminate.
ruminate,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Think carefully, okay? So this may be the word you want to learn in reflective thinking, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, special word for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, strategic thinking. Okay, can you explain what is strategic thinking?
It's it's like there are lots of pattern use it like a strategic thinking. It's like when you wanna to your company, there is a strategic uh, way of thinking to let it settle. It's like one thing is your market, two thing is about cash flow, and three is about how to hire people. It's like a strategic thinking about the form company. And in another way, like in the learning English, like you have a tree, so know the basic idea about this tree, and then to know each part like thinking is like a strategic thinking.
Okay, not strategical, okay? Strategic thinking. Not co.
Strategy.
Yeah, strategic,
Okay.
okay? Right? No need to add the
Strategy.
co, okay? Strategic,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Should
Strategy.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, okay, let me use my way to explain to you, okay? Right?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Strategic thinking is about thinking about the future, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Future, first of all, you need to have a goal before you can start strategic thinking, right? Okay?
Right.
What is your goal? You have to
Mm-hmm.
have a well defined goal before you can
Mm-hmm.
start strategize. Okay, the verb is strategize. Okay, so to think strategically, you are thinking about the best way to achieve and accomplish your goal. Okay, right? And then to achieve this goal, you have to look at the big picture first. Okay, the big picture.
Right.
The big
Right.
picture is about your strength, your own weaknesses, the threats, okay, the SWOT analysis, right? The risk, the threat, and the opportunity, right? The SWOT, strength, weaknesses,
Yeah.
opportunity, and threats, all right? And that means your threat is mainly coming from yourself or your competition, okay? If you are thinking about business, strategic thinking, there are several models which business use, okay, to help them with strategic thinking. Can you come up with, do you know some model which business use to develop the strategies? Do you know? Do you know some tools?
Yeah, it's like business pattern. It has 7 parts. Each part we think about one thing. It's about market, cash flow, like that. They have a whole let you have the whole picture about the business model.
Okay, so yeah, it's called the business model canvas, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. There are other model. Uh, for example, like you mentioned, cash flow. Okay, they are the Boston. They have a portfolio. Okay, a business often have different portfolio. Okay, you understand the portfolio? What I mean portfolio
Portfolio, no?
means you have a basket of business, or in terms of fund management, you have a portfolio, a basket of different investment. Okay, you can invest in high growth stock, or you can invest in some defensive stock, more conservative and low risk. Okay, so you have a basket, a mix of different type of investment, and in terms of business, it's a business unit. Okay, you have different strategic business unit. Okay, right, and you can have vertical integration. You can some company develop a strategy. I want to become a manufacturer and also a supplier of the raw material, and this is called backward integration. And for integration, a manufacturer want to become a retailer, okay, and direct sale to the customer. Okay, so this is a strategic business unit. Maybe you have a unit doing different part of the same industry. Okay, or you can diversify. You can have a banking business, you can have a retail business, you can do different business, right, in different industry. This is a horizontal strategy. Okay, this is called horizontal. Okay, so for strategy, you need to analyze the detail. Okay, analyze each market. What are the key value proposition is the center, the most critical, important factor you need to consider, right? The 7 factor you mentioned, right, in the business model canvas. Okay, it's all about your core value proposition, right? So from a personal side, okay, what is the value you want to develop, okay, in yourself? You also have value, right? You are contributing value to your employer, basically, right? And you want to have higher and higher value, right? You need to define, okay, your own value, right? How you actually you are competing with other colleagues and yourself,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then you
Yeah.
need to analyze, okay, and organize how you are going to increase, okay, your value to your company, right? And of course, communication skills is one of the core skills which you can put to improve your career path, right? So your
Right.
personal strategy is how you become a better and better communicator to your colleague, okay? And of course to your boss, right? Okay?
Right. Right.
Right? So you can
Right.
develop a personal strategy, how to enhance your strategy, how to enhance your value, okay? Right? So in this
Right.
case, okay, that's why you start with a goal, okay? Goal setting, okay? Right? So, like I said, I think you have the idea, but you never implement, right? You never develop a very clear personal goal, right? To
Yeah.
develop
Right.
your value, right? Okay, that's why I go back, okay, because I have too much information that I think sometimes we have to go back and reflect, right?
Yeah.
To consolidate what we have learned, okay, right? And I think I also haven't go into detail of goal setting, right? Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so now you know, right? Better. After I explain to you, do you get a better picture of what is strategic thinking,
Yeah. Right.
right?
It's about the goal. It's about the goal and how to make it come true.
Yes, how you strategize, and there are many possibilities because we are strategic thinking is about the future, right? Okay, and you can establish milestone, the plan, right? Is you can treat like a project, okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So intuitive thinking, okay. Sometimes we cannot plan. There are many things we cannot plan. Our we are born with intuition, okay? When something went wrong or the people we meet, there's not a good connection with the people we meet, we know there's something not right, okay? Right?
Oh, yes. It's the intuition
Yeah,
that
it's an intuition
know
or
it.
yeah, an instinct. Okay, another way to say is we have instinct, right? We have a sense that we can feel our gut feeling, right? Okay, and we can recognize or sense. Now I'm more sensitive. When I was younger, I don't have this. I don't have a strong sense of intuition. Okay, I don't recognize some people uh, is not listening to you or they are not enemy. Okay, there are some people who don't like you. Okay, you understand?
Yeah. We can feel it.
Yes, you can feel it, and in that case, you shouldn't talk too much. You understand, right?
Yeah. Right.
So we need to
Don't.
be, yeah. I was a very talkative person, okay? And I talk too much. It's not wise, it's not wise to expose yourself, especially to people who may attack you, understand? Right? And so you can sense, okay, the most important thing is in business and in workplace is your relationship with your boss and with your colleague, okay? Right?
Right.
And there are a
Right.
lot of politics, in the company, okay? Right? So that's intuitive thinking is very important in workplace, okay? Right? You understand? And how you develop relationship with your colleague, okay? Right? And only give them more information about your thought and idea only when you need to, okay? To many people, all right?
Yeah.
Pro-
Right.
protect yourself, okay? Protect
Yeah.
yourself.
When you feel the wrong feel. You have the wrong feel with your colleagues.
Yes,
Don't talk to them. Use
yes,
the
yes, yes.
intuitive thinking.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how you apply intuitive thinking in building relationship with people, okay? Right?
Okay.
And
Right.
another word I want to teach you is play it by ear. Okay, it's an idiom. play it by ear. Okay, you know your ear. Okay, play
Yeah, I know.
play it by ear. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
meaning
Mm-hmm.
there are many situations you cannot plan. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you
Mm-hmm.
use your intuitive thinking to solve the
Mm-hmm.
situation. Okay, to deal with
Mm-hmm.
the circumstances. All right. Okay,
Right.
and that's how you can use this kind of thing, this this way of thinking, to help you
Mm-hmm.
overcome the problem. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
do you know, often when somebody asks you a question, how do you deal with a question you cannot answer?
To figure out why he asked the question and what is he wants from me.
Okay, so in that case, in that situation, what do you do if they ask you some question which you cannot immediately answer? What would be your response?
Uh, Maybe just say another time. Don't know now. I maybe just respond. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know, it may not be the best answer. Okay, you want
Mm-hmm.
to, if you don't understand or you don't know, you ask them more
Mm-hmm.
question. Okay, you can respond with question, not
Alright.
answer. Understand? Right?
Okay.
It make you sound
Right.
more intelligent. Okay.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then problem solving. Okay, number 8, problem solving. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's a, okay, how do you solve a problem which you don't have a solution yet? What are the
Um,
steps you do?
is um to figure out what's the truth behind the problem. The real problem is what, and what we can do about it,
Yes.
and who can do about it. It's about uh, the first step is know what it is the problem. The second is who is relative to this problem, and the three is to analyze who and the problem, who can do something about this problem.
Okay, so now, okay, I think in one word, you well define the problem. Okay, a problem
Yeah.
well defined is a problem half solved. Okay, so okay, this, I think you have a good idea what problem solving is about. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness is
Mm-hmm.
what we talk about, right? Metacognition is about knowing what you're thinking and how you think. Okay, mindfulness. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a practice. Okay, you're being more aware. Okay, self-awareness. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And be the in the moment, in the present moment. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
meaning many people, they are
Mm-hmm.
always thinking about or worry about the what happened in the future, or what happened in the past affect their thinking. Okay, right? And they are
Mm-hmm.
not mindful. You see, many people are not mindful. They are worried too much or affected by what happened in the past, right? And they cannot
Mm-hmm.
eliminate the effect of the what happened in the past. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
many people who have traumatic experience. Okay, maybe someone hurt them and they no longer want to have friends. Okay, for example. Okay,
Yeah.
so there are many people like that. Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not
Mm-hmm.
good. Just forget about what happened in the past, focus on the present. Okay, and how you develop yourself, improve yourself better and better for the future. Right?
Right.
The past is irrelevant. Okay, and the
Mm-hmm.
future has not happened yet. Okay, and we can only deal with the present. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's why many people are not aware. This is a very important. Okay, to be in the
Mm-hmm.
present. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can practice. Okay, people who have depression or worry too much, which have a many people have this problem, okay, in the world, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are not self-aware, okay? They are stuck. They are either stuck in the past or worry too much about the future, and that makes them
Right.
become not effective, right?
Yeah, it's a waste of your energy to
Yes,
focus
waste of
on.
time. Yes. Okay, and 10. Okay, 10 is what ChatGPT didn't give me. Okay, I added system thinking. Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
understand how different component, right, relationship of complex system, right, right,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where AI can help us. Okay, system thinking, right? We have the tool now,
Mm-hmm.
right? To get a lot of information and understand the relationship and interaction of complex system, okay?
Yeah,
Right?
right. Right.
And you see, different thinking actually have overlapping. The word have overlap, right? You have to analyze, you have to connect, right? You have to
Mm-hmm.
integrate, right? Optimize, okay? Synthesize, visualize,
Mm-hmm.
and get feedback, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I think we have over 2 hours already.
Time passed.
Time pass. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I will read this article later.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
send
So
it to me.
so
Yeah.
see you next week. Okay. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Bye bye.
okay. See you. No, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.